Okay. I'll wait a couple minutes to get started. Thankfully, I don't have anything going on today. Unfortunately, I did have stuff going on earlier, and I couldn't do my Gaming Through the Ages, so I might have to make it up next week. Or maybe I might make it up later, I don't know yet. I'm gonna see how this goes. As mentioned, I'm gonna try and get through this to Paladin. And we left off at Nimifu yesterday. After kind of analyzing it a bit, it looks like a feasible time save. If we're looking comparing best sum of best to best possible, that's not very good because the early splits really have a lot of variance. But for everything that is reasonable to analyze, yeah, we are analyzing. For everything that is reasonable to analyze, it looks like we have about 5 minutes of potential time save from like the Baba split and on. It was a good start. So what I've tabulated, 1.5 minutes of time loss on Baba. 40 is due to getting sleep locked on the 2-eater man, 50 seconds to Baba for like countering every turn and high rolling. 95 seconds time loss on Terrapin, 30 of time loss before Windia, 40 on the Creons, which is RNG related, and 25 seconds on Terrapin due to me playing it extra safe, so that was poor play. Carpenter, 45 seconds. All of it is due in the second Death Orb, where it was a combo of RNG and poor play. And then 85 seconds time loss on the Nimifu split, where 30 of it was on having to kill the 5-fly fight twice, which honestly is not that bad, and that's all RNG. But then 55 seconds lost to C-nates. Alright, so section 2, Jailer. Considering how long the run is, I'm impressed whenever I see somebody stay in the green more or less the entire run. Yeah, that's like really hard to do for me. Now, versus these splits, it's going to be not doable. We're going to be like roller coastering all over the place. But, I think I'll start now. I think 4 viewers is enough to start. At least Cat didn't fall asleep. Okay, I think Ryu kills it. Still save some time. The funniest part is if Cat crit, that would have been even funnier. Oof. What do we got? Thunder roll. I'm not going to count any of that because that's a very reasonable. One, that's like a really good fight to get, and two, that's a very reasonable occurrence to happen that she underrolls. And I think we made it out without another fight. Ooh, 1 encounter. That's really nice. Heck yeah. That's awesome, Cerberus. Okay, this is time loss. That just happened. 4 seconds of time loss right there. Okay, cool. No fights was good though. Hey, I'm gonna put this on action. I'm gonna skip that. That's not gameplay. Ew. Kind of unlucky. I'm not gonna count this time loss that we got for this because this is like as if we had gotten a second tower fight, which is actually more than average. But the combination of the Randroll bonk and the sleep that we're gonna have to do in Semaphore does count. Oh crap, it's the other way. Oh, and I didn't even realize that I did that. Oh crap, it's the other way. So another 4 seconds. The rest of shame. Okay, so 18 seconds, do movement, errors, plus sleep, and Semaphore. I'm gonna skip through this. 11 this time. Oh. Hey, here's gameplay. Hey, Laura. I always do that. How much time am I losing to that? Because here's what's the issue. I'm used... This is the first shop that does this at this point. I'm used to the Ryu weapon being the second item. Everywhere else in the game it has been. I don't know. I don't remember what is the first item in some of the other shops. Like, bronze sword. So false bow, I think, is the first one in... I'm trying to think. No, boy dagger I think is the first one, or bronze sword's the first one in the first shop. But the second shop is bronze sword here and long sword here in Windia. So this is why this is confusing to me that it's the first one and why I always go down. But let's see. That's a second. Oh my gosh. That took a long time to get the glitch going. 8 seconds on poor shop. Oh my god. Oh my god. 10 seconds on poor shop. So that wasn't the fastest shop that I've ever done now. 10 seconds on poor Simafort shopping. Exited the shop and ended up breaking even now. Fuck you, dude. So it's looking like 28 seconds. Time loss here. Probably only gonna lose a little bit of time here. Ooh. All right, 28 seconds would have been we saved. So I think there's 10 seconds of potential time save. So versus my gold, it could have been a 222. A 28 would have meant we golded by 4 seconds, which yeah. That seems feasible. Okay. That means we get 2 quick fights in the tower, like 2 ogres, and we one-shot them. That's a gold. As long as I make 0 mistakes and keep doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna skip through this talking. No gameplay here. Okay, here's where the first effective gameplay is of the split. Riding the boat. I'm just kidding. It's gonna be this this party in menu right here. A little fumble, but that's not too bad. That's more of a fumble. Let's see that. Like 2 seconds there? Okay. And I didn't need to clean. I wonder where I cleaned that made that look like that. This is the first deviation, so I'm trying to think. I think I probably did it in Numufu's tower. Okay. I think we gold this split. So I think we could probably be 3 seconds better on this split. Oh. Never mind. This split is so phenomenal. Bow tie, I laugh every time. Yeah, compared to the HR director, he doesn't... This one has a bow tie. It's so funny. I think that's the one that Alon has as his emote. Three-second time loss. New menu. Ooh, things kind of paused for a second there. My computer pauses every now and then, like my displays. I might need to do a reformat. Oh, it's Ryu. Okay, everyone lives. A little slower, but this may still gold, even with that. Computer's starting to be a little crappy right now. I'm not thrilled with that. So that golded, and the gold could be a little better. But a really good fight. That was a 3-second gold. Essentially, that gold was what it was because we got no fight after the rand roll, and we got the crit to two-shot the guy. One, I've never fought that guy outside of the speedrun, and in the speedrun, I'm worried about being fast, so... I've noticed enough that he has a bow tie. I call that a plus. Okay, I think J-Worm had some time loss. I'm trying to remember what it is. This is starting to become notable, though. I'm noticing that the time loss on these last two splits is so minor compared to the earlier ones. So I'm wondering if this is the point in the run where the run is very consistent. I guess that's not true because gold fly with the gold drop. Oh, that's going to be a huge time loss, actually, now that I think about it. Looking for the gold. No fight. Alone, the rand rolls are what made this run impressive. Yeah, fuck you, Frog Chef. A lot of cutscene here, so... Okay, actually, right about here, because we have to move through this, and there's bonks and stuff. Because I've lost control of my life. One of these days, I'm gonna have to, I guess, like, I'm gonna start working on fixing up the notes that ended up getting corrupted that I need to repair. I still do need to do that. Chrono Trigger. I keep procrastinating it. Starting runs for that, and I need to do a Magus run again. Okay, here's where more gameplay happens. Yo, McMuffin, thank you for blessing the run. I appreciate it. This fight is total RNG. Every egg beater is time loss. You could get lucky enough that he just does 5 regular attacks. Okay, about 7 seconds. I'm not going to factor that in as real-time loss, though. You can't control that, and we've also been already overly lucky with the lack of fight, so let me see this menu, though. 1 second on that menu. The wisdom fruit for closer to the end. Okay. Yeah. Nothing about this is out of the ordinary. If I remember, this split was pretty good, so I'm not sure how I lose time here. Because I remember I do lose time. Oh. Okay, this was a lead-off. I remember that these were lead-offs, but that was a lead-off. That was a really close fight. I'm glad that's a lead-off, too. Yeah, this is a lot of fights. Not a lot of mimics this time around. Unfortunate. Gross. They all got turns before Cat got an attack, which is annoying. Okay. Yo, Crazier Carl, thank you. Okay, so I think I lost 10 seconds on menus. Okay. After this fight, I'm gonna Wisdom Fruit Rhea here. I'm gonna say 15 seconds on menus. 15 seconds time loss. Extra menus plus poor menuing. So the stun crit here makes up for the entirety of that turn. Very fast menuing on this fight, too. Might lose a bit of time here, but not crazy. I think with the damage that we did on this guy this turn, the Ryu Dragon was super overkill. Oh, Ryu's not even level 12 yet. Okay, 15 seconds seems right. But there was extra time loss here, and I'm gonna say that that's to, like, little things that I didn't even count. For instance, we got quite a few fights. There were 3 lead-offs. That's more than average. And I think I got 6 fights, so half of them were lead-offs. But with the number of lead-offs, it's almost as if it was like we did 4 fights in reality, but one of the fights was long, so it's kind of a wash, those extra 7 seconds there, but I'm banning this guy. Okay. So as far as the, like, Okay, that was time loss. Like, I'm trying to think. That was time loss compared to PB, but the gold has like an additional 20 seconds I could save. So I'm a little lost here. I'm wondering if the gold is compared to like I can't even think. I can't even think how this could have even been better. Yeah. I just have the 15 that I have that is assured, but apparently there's way more time loss than I'm thinking. There's time loss on the order of 45 seconds, but I don't know where I could save an additional 30 seconds on this. Because you have Wildcat. Wildcat is pretty straightforward. Nothing happens there. We got no fight on the way back. I don't think I messed up anything with the Semaphore movement. Yeah, I don't remember any of that. Then there's the fly. The fly lost me 7 seconds. Oh, that's the 7 seconds that I was missing with right here. Okay. But then in addition to that, there's still 23 seconds unaccounted for. I have to think it's like the encounter RNG. Yeah. I think I literally have to think it's the encounter RNG. I know. Oh, and I lost some time. Oh, that's in the menu that I mentioned. Okay, never mind. Okay. I have no idea how I could save another 20 more seconds. This fight didn't look like it was that bad. I guess, I'll make it 25 seconds time loss, and 10 of those seconds is in, 10 seconds is the J-Worm fight. Okay. This one has some pretty sizable time loss, though. Interesting. We got the gold, which is good, but we expect that we should be getting a gold here, otherwise we reset. We're getting so many encounters, like, crazy. Okay, there's Ryu's level. Now this is good distance, but I remember that these didn't have any mimics. Okay, this one did, but somewhere else there weren't mimics. Very nice. Yep, we got the gold. That was really good. Three encounters seems like that's pretty average for this, so this seems fine. Yeah, praise the sun. If only I can be so grossly incandescent. No! Oh, nice. Lead off. We can actually take advantage of that one. So 5 seconds for an extra encounter there. That's what I'm gonna count it as. I'm doing something here. Okay. I'm losing all this time to this. Wait. I'm doing something here. Damn. This is all time loss. When does it start? 28, I think. A safety stamina. And I learned that it's not in here. Not it. Oh boy, I don't know where it is. So I lost... I'll have to look it up next time. It's about 5 seconds to move through this room, by the way. I thought that's where it was, but now I'm mistaken. Uh, 48 seconds. So 48 seconds. You're not knowing where stamina is. And getting extra fights. Crap, this is bad. Could I have avoided that fight? No. Crap, this is bad. So I'm suspecting if I do this strat with the stamina, I have to get 3 fights. Room? Oh, it's over there. Oh. Yo, welcome in, Sid. Oh, I know it's near the worm. Oh god, they followed me. Very nice. Okay. That seemed pretty free, other than I have to fight more roaches, probably. Dude, come on. Kind of getting unlucky here. But we have a gold. This is an extra fight. I think you guys highly underestimate the amount of like SNES encounters. Or overestimate. Okay, 13 seconds. Like Charles was saying, you take like 4 or 5 encounters heading to evidence. Oh, fuck you. And should also be 2 in this room. Get away with like 3. This is the first one. I almost got away with 2 once. You overestimate SNES's encounters. This is so bad. And that one's coming back. Ryu might be over-leveled here. Oh, thank goodness. Good. Needed that. No! Why didn't you go up, you stupid? Fuckhead, man. How much did I lose for that? No! Ryu might be over-leveled here. Starting from, like, here. I hit up. 26 seconds plus the 13. So, like, we're talking about 40 seconds on extra roaches. 40 seconds, 2 extra roaches. Yeah, I remember this section was really bad. You can get through these rooms with only 2 roach encounters. It all depends on how the roaches move through the room and where they initially spawn. So we got really... We played really badly. I didn't even need to get that last fight. I buffered out a combat right, and it like held the input. I might need to heal Sten after this fight. Oh, this is a really bad fight. Probably not going to save any time on this section, and I had a lot of time saved. I think I even lost time on this section. So there was almost 3 minutes of time save available. With getting the stamina, I'm never going to get that full 3 minutes. But I should expect to still get about a 2-minute time save here. Okay, 2 crits. If I do well. Well, this is still going to be another point of time save next run. But this fight RNG is looking pretty bad. Usually it'd be dead on this Sten turn. Or actually, the best I've done it was it only took 2 cycles, but 2 full turns to kill it. I'm gonna take a look at the fight in its entirety again and see how many extra turns we got. Held the input. But that would be because of Cat and Sten critting on all their turns. Sten after this fight. Them together, they do like 200 damage a hit. Probably not going to save any time on this section, and I had a lot of time saved. So your first turn would get 800 off of them, and then he does 500. So you can imagine that the boss is like almost dead in that scenario. Like, usually I have Sten and Cat critting like a lot. Dude, that's really good. And she did like 160 right there. Okay, 2 crits. I've had Sten hit for 200 on this guy. I don't know what's going on here. This is an okay amount of crits. But that would have ended it. So this turn is extra. Next run. Let me see. Well, this is still going to be another point of time save next run. So, roughly 15 seconds on a slow roach. 15 seconds on G-roach. RNG. Let's see this menu. Not a bad menu. I had to heal Sten there because if G-Fly attacks him, he can kill Sten pretty easily. Very good menuing that fight. See, Sten would have died from that. Sten can always take himself out during the death warp, so I'm not worried. I mean, pace is still better than yesterday, technically, but yeah, we could have been 5 minutes ahead or something right here. Okay. So I lost 15 seconds, and it looks like we had 100... Hold on, let me think about this. Oh, it's 90, 103 seconds of time lost. That's almost 2 minutes. And I'm expecting that you should still get 2 minutes from time save, even with the stamina. Let me see how much that stamina walk is. Hold. And I have to fight first roach room. Oh, so it's over there. Oh. I get 0 fights, so that should be a good indicator, because it's not counting any additional time loss. Oh, I know. Right from here. But either way, we would have to take one more roach encounter, which is another 15 seconds. Okay. Now let's just see how long this takes. So from here, that's 10 seconds. And I'm in a fight. Very nice. Okay. So 16 seconds plus, so I'm losing 30 seconds of my potential 254. What is that telling me? That's telling me that we should be getting like a 225. Lost 15 seconds? That's weird. That is so weird. I can associate that time loss with the roach, but then that's still 90 seconds that I'm missing. Or sorry, that's still... That's still 2 minutes and 25 that I'm missing, and I have 90 seconds, so that there's 50 seconds that I'm missing from somewhere else. I guess these roach fights were really bad. Extra roaches. Were they that bad? Let me take a look at this a little bit more. This is a big time loss section, so I want to see why we lost so much. I already counted these fights. So here's the first roach fight. Crap, this is bad. Everything beyond this is time loss until it dies. 1. Five seconds. In the first roach room? Oh, it's over there. Oh. Yeah, welcome in, Sid. That was fine. That seemed pretty free, other than I have to fight more roaches, probably. Dude, come on. But we have a 10 gold. Seconds. Okay. I think you guys highly underestimate the amount of like SNES encounters. Or overestimate. And I usually get away with like 3. I almost got away with 2 once. You overestimate SNES's encounters. This is so bad. This is the second fight. Okay, so it's only 10 seconds. So I'm thinking this 5-minute is way too good. Like, I don't think I can ever get this. I think more than likely we may be able to get 5:30 with a good time. Oh, actually, not even with the stamina. So 6 minutes is probably realistic. And we lost 15 on this, so that's an 8, 10, 210. I lost 10 seconds. And so I'm guessing I lost time elsewhere just from like things that are so minuscule that I couldn't figure it out. Like it has to be from things like maybe poor movement, maybe the RNG, it was a little bit more off than I thought. Like, I can't figure it out. 10 seconds on Roach Fight RNG. But right now it's looking like 113 seconds on this, which is a minute 53. So there's 17 seconds unaccounted for that I can't figure out. Let's go to here. I know there was a menu stutter on this, but that's like 1 second. That's also probably 1 second. Okay, maybe 2 seconds. But that still doesn't account for like that extra 15 or over 10 seconds that I'm losing. This was a really fast menu. Like, this was really good. I guess I lost 3 seconds on the egg beater, but whatever. I mean, pace is still better than yesterday, technically, but yeah, we could have been. We got a couple of level up texts here. Oh, you know what? I think in this fight, I'm only used to 1 level up. So that's 4 seconds there. So it's starting to add up like little bits like this, like extra level ups and things. And we also got a drop. That would have been it. That would have been like all the text that we would have gotten. And I think it might have been like a Ryu level up or Ran level up. Yesterday we were just barely a minute ahead by this point. But okay. Kuadora. Okay. So this is a mistake. In a leadoff, Cat should always be the one who's killing off Ryu. And Ran takes himself out. Then you don't get any of the animations. Because Cat goes before them. So I have to be aware of that. I think technically I should have had Cat do the killing off of Ryu. I know, that's so funny. Pretty. 6 seconds. Seconds to Cat not killing Ryu on leadoff. The average. I need to start being aware of that if we get leadoffs, Cat should be the one doing the killing. I think in reality, it shouldn't even be a leadoff where we do that. Like, that fight in particular, unless Cat's dead, should always be the one who kills off Ryu. Because if she survives, then... Yo, Pikachu, welcome in. If she survives to the next turn, then we don't get extra animations. Welcome. What was the split time when he died? I know, that's so funny. Pretty out in the killing. Yeah, it's like not too bad. I remember the Kuadora fight went really well. Like, we almost got all time save here. 1 second of that. We got so leveled off of roaches, I didn't pay attention. We did get too many roach fights. Oh, so what I was saying is, in reality, in that fight that we have where we're death warping, it should always be Sten attack self, Cat attack Ryu, Ryu attack self, which might not even go through because Cat will kill him, and then Rand attack self. So I'm actually wrong. It's a little more than that. I think it's more like 9 seconds to Cat not killing off Ryu. And then Rand takes himself out. And what we see here is that if we're in a leadoff, Cat takes herself out in next turn. And none of the enemies get an animation. And in the case that we do not have a lead off, we get one set of animations, but we skip Ryu's. So in the sense, we still save 3 seconds there. But in a lead off, that would be the fastest. You're almost saving 10 seconds just on getting no animations, because then Cat just takes herself out the next turn in one hit. But okay, let's see what this is. Yeah, that's right. 1 second there. That was really good. Uh-oh. That's interesting. I forgot that she crit, which means that when Ryu does his turn, he's gonna push it. This T-Dragon is gonna push it. In the case where you don't have any attacks, like any crits from these two, what you end up having is we could set up a strat where Rand doesn't attack, and the following turn you have everybody defend, or you have Rand throw a W fruit on Ryu. And so what I'm thinking about this is, because if Rand doesn't attack and these two don't crit, essentially you will have a scenario where Ryu can push both phase transitions with his next dragon. Now, what does this do for us? I mean, it skips 1 turn skip, and so you can get a faster fight that way. And I think so that's the fast fight. If they do crit, then Rand's W fruit doesn't go off. If you get 1 crit from them, I think Rand can still get his W fruit off and you can still do the strat. In the exception that none of these guys counter. Because the moment he takes damage, then it's a turn end. So that's how we would do it. Welcome in, Arctic. So fastest fight would be attack, T-Dragon, W fruit. And if nothing happens there, then I'm trying to think how I want to say this. And if nothing happens where they crit, then that's fast. And if they do crit, he doesn't get his turn. And you can just proceed the fight like how we normally would do it, with then attack, like moon drop, attack, and it pushes him again, and blah 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 blah. So you might have to play around with it. I might take a look at how that fight would work, but I think it would skip this turn right here that we're gonna get. So that happens, and you could just auto. Or no, then you would T-Dragon again. How long is T-Dragon? $34.12. What do you mean 34? You mean the 24? I don't update it. It has to be verified by a mod. So you have to yeah, mod has to verify it. And the only mod is Charles, who is the world record holder on the leaderboard. On my homepage. Oh, on Twitch. Okay, yeah, I'm way out of date on that. Thank you for letting me know. Let's update this right now. Yeah. I am forgetting how I do this. Here, no. Well, we should also do this. Oh my gosh, I forgot how you do this. Yeah, no worries. Thank you for reminding me. I do have to update it. It has to be this one. Oh no, I think I just do it in the channel, actually. I just go down here. $13.6. Okay, there's that one, and then oh my gosh, I can't paste this properly. Okay. And I also have to update Earthbound. Ooh. Earthbound is wrong too. Earthbound PB. There it is. Sorry, chat. You know, this is kind of taking away from the review. Okay. I already got it. It should be updated now if you refresh. It had been a minute since I've done that. Okay. Yeah, so I think we could avoid this turn. Let's see. This T-Dragon is gonna 2, 3, push it. 4, 5, 8. So it's about 9 seconds. T-Dragon animation is 9 seconds. So he would W fruit him, which would be like, I think, another 4 or 5 seconds, and then 9, so 14 seconds. Let's see how this goes. This turn, they'd all defend, and he would just do it. Okay. I have an adjustment. Okay, so he did shimmy, so let me think. Then the 14 seconds would happen, or the 9 seconds would happen here, so anything, I think... And for that, I just have Cat do the moon drop, so that way we get the moon drop off before the turn change. And it should, now it should change right here, off of Ryu. I'm wondering, would I still moon drop with her? Am I saving anything by doing that? I think no. I think you don't save anything by doing it. Like, in reality, if you do the double turn skip, it's not like you're saving a turn. It's still the same number of turns. The turn ends up being the same length anyway because you're just doing the attack animation damage. So I think no. I think there's no difference in doing it. And in fact, you lose a W fruit. What a beautiful fight. Oh my gosh, Petey. Petey, this pushes us to 30. Yo, thank you for the don't die. Petey, we're doing a VOD review right now for the world record. It's not from last night anymore. I should say that from 2 days ago. Arctic? Holy! Yo, you guys, thank you so much. I appreciate the subs. That's so nice of you. Holy cow. Thank you so much. That started a hype train, actually. Choo-choo. Indeed, indeed. Yeah, for anyone else that wants to join in on the fun, we have a hype train going. Any subs, bits, cheers, any of that will add to the hype train. You get a really fun emote with that. All right, so continuing on. Cat countering was really nice. 10 kills here. That was within a second of gold. That's insane. And yeah, I think 9 seconds is really the time loss we had on that fight. Oh. 9-second time loss. Damn, continued before I could complain. What? What do you mean? Oh, geez. I'm getting a lot of views on the Breath of Fire world record. Nice. All right. Okay, so far, G-Fly has been our biggest time loss this entire section. For anyone, I was mentioning this earlier. We're gonna go through this VOD just to verify everything through Paladin. And I know Beyond Paladin has the most amount of time loss, and I want to document that a little bit more extensively on the next review. So we're going to go through up until that point, and then we're going to transition to something else, which will cover about 4 hours and 15 minutes of the run. There's nothing really here. There is a little bit of gameplay right here.
He's such a troll. You gotta love it.
Yeah, I got world record 2 days ago. This is the video that's the world record. Okay, so I didn't lose time there. No, I appreciate that. It's on my YouTube now, so... Okay. I've started doing this, where if I get blocked at any point between here and the door, I will use that opportunity to switch Zhang to the front, because it gives time for them to move anyway, and I have time to have him cycle through the party. So... He only dropped by during the stamina, which that was so funny. So, Sid, on that split alone, I lost 50 seconds to not knowing where the stamina was and getting extra fights along the way. That Goldfly split almost lost me 2 minutes. There's some extra time that is unaccounted for there, but in the time that I'm committing now to getting the stamina, I can't get a full 3-minute time save there anymore. I can only get like 2.5 minutes at best. Maybe 2:20 at best. I thought he was fucked. We almost were. Infinity almost killed the run. But I'm going to be reviewing this over a couple of days, so be prepared. Oh yeah, no, stick around. There will be one more stream of this video review where I'm going to look at that stuff, and you're going to see how fucked everything was after Paladin. The run was definitely trying not to world record at that point. And the only reason it did, so I can't really count time loss to that text box because it's so random, and you're bound to get one. This is going to be a hard one to gauge time loss because we had a really good split here. I think this split was probably perfectly executed. I don't think there's any mistakes on it. Oh. So I bonked down there because that tile doesn't trigger encounters. Frickin' great roll. No fight either. It was, wow, beautiful split. I think we golded this split. If there is any critiquing for me to do, it's probably in my menu. Because I can't figure out anything that went wrong there. We got a lead off on the one fight already. That is beautiful. You were reviewing stuff all day. Should have a better run tomorrow. Nice. Tomorrow's Monday. Y'all doing like runs on work days, not allowing me to see all the strats. Yeah, I had to remember some of that. I had to like do it from memory, and we do see it in the memory split that I have been executing that well. All right. Bow, swap bow. No worries, dude. I'm not faulting you. I'm not faulting your RPG limit break responsibilities. That was K, and then equips. That was good, I guess. Stuttered for a second, but it wasn't that bad. Or less than a second. That was good, except for going to store for a second. Okay, that's like 5 seconds total. 5 seconds, time loss, menuing errors in hometown. I'll be sure to watch Sid's upcoming world record. Honestly, prefer weekends, but when I have free time during event submissions, it's no holds barred. Interesting. Very nice that he's down here. Very good Kilgore too. Sometimes he moves away from you and it becomes really annoying. There's like no more errors that happen in the rest of this split. It's like phenomenal. So I'm just gonna let this part play out for you guys. True. But this trout split was insane. Oh, fair. Sorry, I was insensitive, JRP. I should have known. This is the only encounter I got. How long was the encounter? "15 seconds commitment." So this split could be 15 seconds better. I'm not going to count it though. Plus 15-second potential for 0 encounter mansion.
He's blind.
I'm not going to count it though, because 1 to 2 encounters is pretty average. This golded by, I want to say, like 11 seconds, something pretty wild.
We got another fat gold right here, by the way.
I say it's fat, but it really was a lot less than I thought.
Okay.
Oh, because
it's
of that.
a little less fat now because of that.
Yeah, 10-second gold.
That ended up being a 10-second gold. Heck yeah, McMuff.
A lot of cutscene skip. I think I remember this death warp being really insane too. Oh yeah, because we got a lead off. That was really insane.
There goes Ryu.
I was surprised John one shot himself. That was nuts.
Pretty fast death warp.
Oh, I think I lose time to this swap right here. Because I forget Ryu is in second slot.
First try.
Oh, this is where the time loss is. But we got first try Manilo. That's nuts. Okay. So 3 seconds. 3 seconds to party swap error. Hold on, 1 sec, chat. Okay. I was AFK. Funny as fuck. You think I'll get world record? You know, I just need to shave about an hour. It might be doable next. Wow, said salty. Cerberus is trying to give you words of encouragement, man. Gotta know when you have wax wings. All right, let me take a look at this. One second there. Okay.
Okay, I don't need to use
Wish we could do a fire sale like
as
this.
many fire rocks because we have a gold.
You know, that's all the fire rocks I get through the run. But let me also put it frankly here. A big part of this run up through memory had so few fights that by the end of the run, I didn't use all my fire rocks. There are some runs I get too many fights and I'm out of fire rocks at before I even get to Barberry.
Yeah, agreed. I didn't see, but I don't know how close Nina is. I'm gonna have to take a look at this menu. I know she hit level 11 off of Jailer, and that's the last time we had her, but I don't know how far off she is. I think these enemies give about
I don't think you
150
do.
to 200 per.
The 40, the 38 to 40 that we get here
And
is
one
enough to
more
last the
hits
entire
someone
run.
too.
Well, they're able to last the entire run if you're good. I also got an ice chunk this run that I didn't use. So far, only 7 seconds here. Seven seconds of time loss. Okay. Like another second.
That way I don't have to worry about the ice chunks or the medicate, because
This is an early
they're in an
encounter.
appropriate position rather than near the top. Oh, I didn't pay attention to Nina's level.
You can get through this room with one encounter, so how long was that fight? Well, let's see which one's the longer of the two fights. I think the fast man times 2 is the longer one.
Hmm. Oh, okay. Very nice. That might kill Nina. Oh.
I'm gonna count this one because I have to do a menu now. $35 seconds. Yo, Boobs, thank you. 35 seconds to second whale ink. Okay.
1,000. I'm also gonna add 4 seconds on menu errors. Because I could have saved that menu there where I smoked. How much experience does Munmar give? It might not matter now with this. He needs 600. No, 700. This was an extra fight here as well. Well, not extra, but early. I don't think it results in an extra fight, though. 1150? Really? Now she's at... Do I get a fight here? No. Okay, interesting. That's correct. Okay, so... She gets a little under 300? That's not good. She's not going to level off of this. I'm going to have to do one more fight. I didn't understand with what they were telling me. This fight was really good, though. By the way. I think I'm counting that one extra fight that I got where the people died is my worst one. Okay, this is pretty good. Yeah, this was a really good fight. You'll make my job a lot easier if you tell me where all the splices are during this review. Excellent, dude. Oh, Nina kills it. Okay, so we were 20 seconds over this. I think everything else was fine, so if I'm totaling this up, this has 11 plus 46 seconds time loss on this split. So we could gold this split by like 20 seconds. Yeah, we need JRP in here. JRP is going to look and he's going to be like, I inspected the audio and I can tell you that there's sound. Oh, 1150 per person. I thought it was 1150 total. Yeah, these guys told me wrong information. They're like, dude, your capture picks up a tiny amount of the hum from your CRT. It does. That was confusing. It might even pick up game audio, because at the second half of this run, I had to take out my headphones because they were making me sweat too much. Which is actually really useful for verification. You know, you know, with Mr. Grasping at Straws, he'd be like, well, you know, he could just have his CRT on the entire time that he's splicing so that it leads you astray. Like, any sort of ass pull that you could think of would be an excuse that ends up coming out to why there's justification of a splice happening. You know, I do stream, not speedruns, but I do stream stuff on the weekend. I could do that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm totally aware. You know, yesterday JRP's in my stream as I'm doing my review, and he's like, your capture card has really good dynamic range. That was one of the points that were used to explain why you were cheating compared to other people's capture. Was that like 1 second there? No, that was like barely a few frames. I responded really well to that one. Charles is working towards probably taking the world record back. And funny enough, I have 4 minutes of time save at the end of the run. And I'm kind of surprised how much time save I have through the run already. I suspect it would take Charles a couple of tries to beat this run. His run, he definitely can beat. There is a good amount of time save, but he did get really lucky in certain parts. That would be really hard.
That's not what I meant.
This is time loss. I was holding turbo during that, so I called the whale again. Okay. One,
That's not what I meant.
2 and a half. By the way, MD, this is the spot where we get Wiggle Girl. That may be true too, by the way, Sid. This spot can fuck off. Did you get a fight there? You know, funny enough, I suspect it's slow. Hold on, I'm gonna do this. Half the time I get jumped here, maybe you gotta just use smokes. So, Jintatsu was telling me when he learned on making his own route here, one thing that he did that might be something to consider. It's very weird, but what Jin was saying that he does in his route is he uses Rand here and rolls all the way to High Fort to collect the warp point, and then rolls to the place where we go to ride the whale. It's a little slower than coming back here with blue, but you don't risk any fights here unless you roll poorly. And the other thing is that I suspect it's a little bit slower, but it is something that you could do. Roll poorly. Yeah, because you have to go all around that mountain right there. It's a really hard roll. Well, it's not a really hard roll, but it's not an easy roll. You're probably better off just using a smoke and going. So far I have 3 seconds of error. Oh. How do you warp? You don't have blue at this point. So I had about 10 seconds and I lost 3.5 seconds here if I remember correctly. Oh no, I only lost a second, a little over 1.5 seconds. You don't have Spar at this point either. Or are you getting blue after Spar? You only have Jean.
3 seconds time loss, movement errors, plus falling whale. There is no warp. Feasibly, there is a way. I mean, you could. In GBA, I doubt that it's going to be worth it at all in SNES. In GBA, you probably could get Jean to 14 to get warp. Now, is it worth it? Probably not. Only Zool. So we have gold, so we don't lose time here. MC Tusk. I think I golded this or came close. I think after I analyze the Trubo split, I'm gonna take a little break, like 5-10 minutes to just go take a walk. Yeah, thank you. Stretch the legs. Welcome in. I've only analyzed about an hour of footage in a 1.5 hour stream. Spar gets warp at Farmtown. Jean could get it if we drag him along somewhere, maybe. So the only areas you'd have Jean are... You'd have him from post-Simafort all the way till through Whale. Now, if you do blue after MC Tusk, which I don't think you do, then I love that quote for no good reason. Oh, the only Zool. I think you could get it. I have gotten a level off of Jean before from second try, I think second try Manilo or third try Manilo. So it's doable. But in GBA you get way more experience. So you could likely take Ryu Cat Nina Jean and do Whale plus Munmar that way. Do you get Fire Rocks at that point for some of it? Like, do you get Fire Rocks for there and High Fort, or how does it work in GBA? Because yeah, that would be your way to do it, and if you can clear some fights in the Whale, then Jean can get probably level 14 after Munmar. Oh, so you don't even get Fire Rocks there. Okay. Yeah, then I'd say warp is an illusion. You don't get it. Let me see this again. That wasn't that slow. Yeah, thank you, Laura. Welcome in. How far through the run did you make it, by the way, Jeff? Like, what part did you not see live? That was okay. Blue Cat Rand. That was a good party menu. You had to leave at Habaruku. Okay. Unfortunately, we're not gonna review that today, but yeah. That was actually really good that I did that. Now, you're gonna find this funny, Jeff. I've had it before. Or sorry, not Jeff, Sid. I've had it before where I took one step with Rand, because you can't just start rolling here. You have to roll like above the hill. I took one step with Rand and got a fight. Just because I did the walk from hometown. So that's why I always will try and start the roll there. Okay, nice. So far I haven't seen any, like, maybe 1 second on a menu stutter in hometown, but that's not the end. That was a really good menu for warp. Why does it make... Oh! Do your smokes burn while you're riding the whale? Oh my god, that's horrible. Okay, by a blinded male. Brass sword on reels. Okay, I want to see this shop, but that's funny, MD. So far, I've only caught 2 seconds of shopping stuttering. On shopping errors. One in hometown and one right there. The fact you can't see this person sucks. There is the occasional time her head will poke out like how you see these two. But for the most part, she's like under this line and it really sucks. The only time I saw something funny is when Arby's charges me full price. Oh man. Y'all are hilarious. I love you, chat. I love you all. You all are very lively and funny. Okay, Sid, I got a question for you. How long, or like, how often do you get an encounter going from here to the tent? And when you do it, do you get the Tunland warp point before doing MC Tusk? Oh yeah. Yeah, dying to Fubi. Well, I don't die to Fubi, I reset to Fubi. Anyway. Very nice, okay. Very nice split overall. I agree. I only lose 2 seconds so far from what I'm seeing. This gold's a really hard gold to beat. I see. Does this glitch exist in the GBA version? Correct. I think MC Tusk first is correct because you go into the tent, you come out after you beat MC Tusk, you go up to Tunlin and leave, and then you just go straight down. And you should make it without an encounter. The only reason we do the tent thing anyway is because you took the steps over at Gant. So it should be unnecessary to have to go into the tent again when you're leaving Tunland. So you're doing an extra zone out. The catch is you have to remember to go to Tunland after you fight him. So yeah, I agree, Jeff. I think that MC Tusk first is correct. It's maybe roughly Somewhere between 5 and 10 seconds. Oh. How did this go? Because of this, I'm starting to wonder, should I do a sort after somewhere? Because some of my fire rock locations are being filled with armor. We don't fight on first trip. Oh. Oh, hold on. With the Upa Cave situation, do you have to go to MC Tusk before you do the Upa Cave stuff? Like, it won't trigger the Upa Rupas? Ah, okay. Then that makes more sense. Because then the only thing I will say is you go to him, then you go to Tunlin, then you back out, and then you warp to town, hometown. That's how you should do it. So I wouldn't go into the tent, go to Tunlin, and then come out here. I would go in here, leave, go into Tunlin, warp to hometown, and then go to the Upa Cave. Ah, okay. Now I'm seeing where the timeline is a little different. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, you don't have a warp. Oh. That's unfortunate, friend. Uh, 2 seconds to menuing for fire rocks. Dude, that was a 2-second goal. Nice. Okay. By 2 seconds. So from what I'm understanding from what I just saw, it's extremely hard to optimize this anymore. I can optimize it 4 more seconds for this gold. 4 seconds time loss. I'm gonna call section 2 is over after like Trubo. 10 seconds, I think, if he didn't do 8.0. Oh, actually, yeah, that's right. How long did the 8.0 take? Because he can just smack. He did his. So it would have been done here. He would have hit Ryu, Ryu flinched, and then this is now all start of time loss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 7 seconds time loss to 8.0. Okay, 11 seconds time loss. Rolled it by 2 seconds. So that could be 11 seconds better. It could have been more like. Yeah, correct. Not in this category, but in glitchless it makes sense. Because you have to activate the Upa Cave. And GBA is essentially glitchless with running. Running in plus extra money. Blue ran Spar. What are you talking about? This one's always going to be better. FYI, from what I understand, sub 605 is possible on this. Just from what I'm seeing. Sub 605 is entirely possible this category. Fuck off! Oh, that's time loss. And I did hit left here. Fuck off! 5 seconds. Unbelievable. Moondrop Enjoyer is selling me lies? Exactly. I'm selling you all the juicy lies possible. Trubo. 5 seconds on re-entering. And I hate how much delay there is on you getting control, because I definitely held left to buffer out, and I hit up at the moment that I think I hit up maybe a frame early, and that's why it happened. But one of the runs I got a fight here, and it was really annoying. Let's see, no fight. So I think it's better to go in, do the MC Tusk thing. I don't know if that's what you're saying. Just to play stupid is 8.0 not hard programmed on X turn. No, he can melee you. Let me see if I have a run where he does that. The thing is I might not save my PBs. Like, after I get them, I delete them off my PC. Does he do it on this one? Yeah, he responds with, I'm gonna slap you. Here. And it's like really, 3 seconds compared to what I got. So yeah, 8.0 is the slower thing. Thanks, game. Thanks for making me lose time there, just out of my control, like always. I'd have to look at the script. It could be, but I feel like it's 50-50 on whether I get it or not. But maybe not. Maybe I do suspect I get more physical hits than 8.0s whenever I fight that guy. My audio just happens to crap out there for some reason. I'm wondering if now my SNES is starting to get, like, some issues. That was really good, by the way. That was not. So I remember we got this second try. That fight was fast because I didn't get the fight before the Rand roll. Nice. Okay, so 18 second. No, the better one is the other one. 13 seconds on needing second fight. Because if I had gotten those first, that would be the longer time loss, but I suspect that's not available time save. So I should go with the shorter one there. It's the 2-chip. It's not a 3-chip though. So the audio is on the board, but I'm hearing occasional buzzing like every now and then in this VOD. I didn't realize you guys are hearing that. That's time lost there. I should not need to take off the stick rod at all until... I should keep the stick rod on Ryu for as long as possible. And the idea is that whenever we need to replace stuff on him is when we will take that stick rod off. Because he'll always have one item there that we deal with. Yeah. And I'm going to have to really figure out what I want to do with it. Do you take Sten to Simafort? We never take Sten beyond the whole Capitan sequence. So yeah, I think I'm going to keep the stick rod on Ryu because otherwise I can't think of anything where we need to have him where he needs to like have lead off priority. Oh, for Chop Chop. Dude, that's unnecessary. Let me see that again. So that's 2 seconds. 3 seconds. 3 seconds to removing stick rod.
Yo, Chiha,
Don't need to. The rest of that menu was clean. Well, yeah, that makes sense. I figured that out because I was discussing with you guys, like, how come...
Yo, welcome in. Thank you, guys.
She becomes cured 2.exe after Witch's Town? Interesting. I was gonna say, like, with... Oh, you never take Nina to... Okay, so you take Nina to Nimafu, but then you take Sten beyond that. Oh yeah, I remember. I do take Sten for, like, Wildcat and Simafort. No, you're right. You're right. I'm being dumb. That was weird. That was a weird artifact. That almost looked like the glitch. Oh. This is slow. It should be Rancat.
Blue Sten.
Okay, let me look at this order. So it should be Cat, Blue, Sten. So the best way to do this, should it be Blue Cat, Sten? No, because Cat would go second in the party order. Does the party order... This is something I want to actually inspect now. And then we swap Ryu and Sten. No, this is so dumb. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I could do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, but doing the swap in the menu is a little bit confusing. And I think it's extra input. So no, I'm doing it fine this way. Did I do that correctly? Did I actually do that correctly?
Cat, Blue Sten.
No. Of course not. 2 seconds to party menu error. I didn't see this. Good menu. Yeah, she comes for Whale to exit
And
there,
Sten's
then
level
Whale
13.
gets
This
blue,
is
and it's just
good.
Ryu, Nina, and whoever we need. This is a whole bunch of nothing. Okay. I think I got confused here, and I just did a... Yeah, okay. So I did it right, but I got confused here. How much time did I lose to thinking about this? Two seconds to shop error. Okay. It seems like Grassman is the only character in this game who really struggles to have a niche unique to him. The rest all have their obvious uses. I mean, his is with regard to the trees, so that's really the only niche. I would say for all the characters that we have, the one who struggles the most with their niche is probably Blue. Or, okay, hold on. Are we talking about what? Okay, I see. Now that Sid's putting it up, yeah. That is exactly what Spar's utility is it's all buffs. It's all like support spells. This wouldn't have been so much of a stutter if I didn't do the stick rod error, so that propagated here. This is a very I think we should be fine with that. Tight split. We had a good amount of wisdom for beforehand, so because I can always buy the same thing if I had the same slots that I did. I should always end up with only 6 short of what I'm supposed to buy, so I'm totally fine with that. 32 should get us through everything. Yeah, I should always have 6 slots free because I'm using all 4 fast shoes and the 2 hero BTs. And I should be keeping the stick rod on Ryu. Yeah, that's true. Nice. I think this almost played to gold, by the way. With how good this split was, it was really close. And there's a lot of time save here. So this split is not as tight as I thought. As long as you get first try Manila, we have a chance. Yeah, it was like, it was 1.5 seconds above gold. Like, that's crazy. And I have 25 seconds to save. 25 seconds time loss. All right, so just based on that, so that's section 2 of the run. And I'm going to say of section 2, amount of time loss. We have... Oh, my phone's fully... Okay. We have 28, 10, 25, 113, 9, 5, 46, 3, 11, 25. 275 seconds of time loss. There was a lot less time loss in this section of real time loss compared to section 1, which only included 5 splits. This one included 10 splits. Echo under Bunyan or Fall feels like cheating. He gives the part of full healing to Onion, Ray, and Ryu break that game in many ways. Mostly a Nina and Gar that lag behind. The other 4 good choices. Agreed. I did like Gar, but Nina is definitely the anchor of the group. 275 seconds time loss. That correlates to 4 minutes 35 seconds. So far, this run could be just under 10 minutes better at this point. So with everything that I did up to here, This run could have a turbo that's like a 255. But more realistically, it could be maybe a 258 turbo. Like, it's definitely sub 3 is doable. Okay. So I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be back in like 15 minutes. So we'll handle the next section, which is going to cover from here all the way to Paladin. Portal. All right. Be right back in 15. See you guys soon. Okay. Let's get back to it. Pulling up my notes, and let's continue on. Okay, first room. Fine. I just noticed some messages. In 4, I think the only character I didn't use much was Urshin, just a bit too sluggish for my liking. Brave Burb is now a year away. Oof. Oof. Okay. This is something I need to try. I need to see if Sten can kill this on his own without a fire rock. In the future. I'm not 100% sure if Sten could kill that. Didn't matter this run because we had too many fire rocks at the end, but something to try. Weapon. Oh, that fight is also an extra fight technically. So let me count that. Oof. Oof. Okay. I'm not 100% sure if Sten could kill that. With just his weapon. 24 seconds. 24 seconds time loss to fight on second active screen plus menu. That's where I'm a little unsure. That was an issue too. I didn't buffer correctly. I almost made it through this screen without a fight. It was impressive. Oh, was okay, one away. There's no point in... Okay. Non-human primates. That's pretty funny. Those guys are a butt clencher, by the way. Those guys can do a spell called Freeze, which would insta-kill Sten. Vibe check? Who are relaxing. I'm actually gonna do a stand right now, like a little stretch. And if I remember, I think this part of the split was really fast. Send it. I stuttered for a second there. I was like, cat can kill that, I think. I think this is the last fight I got in this room, which was insane. Cat can't kill this. She needs the fire rock. If it was one, she could kill it. Nice. Oh. Yeah, I should have gotten another fight there. I think Sten probably can kill these, actually. So maybe I can save a fire rock there. It'll be something I try on emulator if that ends up being the case. The fact that we kept getting lead-offs on Relubas were pretty good. That was a pretty quick fight right there. What was Cat? Cat's level 17, okay. So close. Good final fight to finish off on, though. I don't know if Ryu would be level 16 at this point. And Ryu needs a... That's an error. Okay. So roughly I'm seeing that there's 30 seconds of time loss on this split. That was a very good battle menu. Almost golded. I think if we got one more lead off, that would have been a gold. Ooh, but
Cat could crit here and save us a turn. But in
not the fastest fight then.
Yeah, with how this fight went, we needed to do a Sten turn.
Yo, might be good. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. It might come down to a Sten attack. We'll see. Yeah, probably. Oh. They underrolled a little bit because that should have killed. So this guy has 1500 HP, I think. Minus 512. So Cat did roughly like 175. And Sten did how much? Probably. Sten barely underrolled it. That's so sad. Minus 117 times 2. It had 54 HP. That is really sad. That's kind of sucky. I agree. Let's see how much time I lose to that. That's kind of sucky. 5 seconds. Too low damage roll. on Portal. Okay. That's kind of sucky. Underrolled. I don't... Okay, so I think this is where it ends. So... I lost 43 seconds possible on this. But as far as what I could tell, I only had 35 seconds time loss that I could track. I'm not sure where the other time loss is from. Maybe animations with the fights, but very unfortunate. 35 seconds time loss. There was more time to save there, unfortunately. I got no fights here. That's an error. So 1 second on the buffer. Another 3 seconds on movement errors. Oh. This was unlucky. Really? Okay, lead off is fine though. That's unlucky. Usually you don't get that fight. Okay, what the hell was this? Okay, so 8 seconds on extra lead off tank. 8 seconds on menu error. I think that's it. Then just crit and one-shot it. Oh, man. Oh, big one, big one. Big yikes. It's possible Cat could have just crit it. I could have just sent the Cat attack there. Oh yeah, that's right. I could have. So the death animation is actually extra. Oh man. Let me count that. Big one, big one. So I could have just gone auto here, so that would have been enough. So everything from here is time loss. Big yikes. Okay. 6 seconds. And not auto to finish. Okay. Of things that I actually could have saved time on, this could have golded. Or no, I lost 8 seconds. So, and how much time was available on it for time save? 7, 15, It would have gotten close to gold. And if I didn't get the lead off, then yeah, that could have golded. Okay. Mushroom. It's possible cat could have just crit it. I could have just sent the cat attack there. This is all cutscene. I only just noticed that. There's no gameplay factors here. World. Here, this is now first start of gameplay. Kind of a slow warp, but it wasn't too bad. I was about to start skipping some footage here, but I think they're bonks and stuff. Cat's not far off from a level. She might get her level 18 from Mount Maori. But she does not, actually, because Mount Maori was insane. Yeah, like when you look, Sten walks very dignified. Same with Ryu. Cat just walks so dopey. I love it. No, unlucky. Dude, are you serious? Okay, good thing. Talk about unlucky. 8 seconds to extra encounter. So you don't normally get that fight because Sten has the Holy Scarf. You don't get that fight normally if you don't have the Holy Scarf. It's more likely if you don't have it that you get that fight, but it's extremely unlikely that you get that fight with the Holy Scarf on. I'm trying to like think what his walk is. So that's 8 seconds. I don't normally have him. Oh wait, yeah, I kind of remember. I'm like envisioning it from like profile. Jean is just such a... Yeah, Ollie, welcome in. It's looking pretty decent. We're giving the run the respect it deserves, though. Forgot, did I bonk into anything here? I should pay attention more. Pretty decent. Kind of spaced out. No. We're giving the run the respect it deserves, though. So far, 3 seconds to bonking. Cutscene. Yo, appreciate that. Mufestafio, appreciate that. 4 seconds of bonking. See, no encounter. Yeah, I'm basically only going to start getting attached to the run the moment we start the Death Evan fight. On a good pace where I feel like we're good. That is exactly what happened, by the way. The moment we started the Death Evan fight, I was like, oh my god, we're almost a minute ahead of world record. We got this. Like, as long as Death Evan isn't a dick, this can still world record. And he wasn't necessarily a dick either. I was just being extra careful. Very nice, okay. That was the one time that reset has been worth it. That's so early. So this entire Mount Maori section had just Gongas the whole time. In terms of running away, so I wish that wasn't the lead off. We might not have needed to get this fight. But overall, there weren't that many fights in Mount Maori for me. That almost could have been a reset. It was Gonga, so instant runaway, so it's nice. How far away was I from that? One, two, three. Oh, I think I was a little too far away. Another Gonga, though. A lot of Gonga, though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Oppa Gonga style. Jesus. This is Mount Maori for you. Saved a fire rock there. Very early fight, though. But it's fine, we didn't get another fight. I almost messed up there. I almost hit this mushroom, which is the wrong one. Let me take a look at that again. Oh, saved a fire rock there. Very early fight, though. There's about 6 seconds to save, and how much was I over? So that was off by almost a second there, too. So... So 22 seconds off of gold. A reasonable time loss, 16 seconds time loss. Okay. You know, it saved a lot of time alone just from not having to kill a lot of those encounters, but it ended up being like a par split. I almost hit the wrong shroom. That was really scary. Because I was trying to get ready to split. If you get the other shrooms, they're the wrong shroom, and it teleports you back to this guy just for him to tell you it's the wrong shroom and to go back up and get the correct one. So it's very bad. Yeah. There's like one other location that a mushroom can be, the correct mushroom, but I think this one's the fastest with the least amount of encounters. Nope, almost messed up. That's an error.
But
Let me see how much time I lose to
I
that.
think this one's the fastest with the least amount of encounters. Nope. Almost messed up.
3 seconds.
Brand blue, cat.
Oh, that's a menu error too.
Ooh, nope. Almost messed up.
Oh, I forgot. I forgot one more thing to add on that last split. 4 seconds to bonking in Tunlin. So it's 20 seconds time loss. Now it's starting to look a little bit more like how much I actually did lose.
Brand blue, cat.
That error.
Brand blue, cat.
2 seconds. Do we bonk anymore? Yeah. 2 seconds there. Two seconds menu error.
I'm forgetting something actually. Okay, good. Good. Right away we got her level. We need one fight in this room. Yuck.
I don't think these lost me any time really. Like most of it was just slow, of getting fights. I can't really catch it.
Fights as quickly as we can, and that's why we put the collar on the cat, because it does exactly that.
We did get very easy fights though, where I could just auto it.
Now these fights are not very good in terms of experience, the ones that we're getting right now.
Lol.
They're fast, but they're not very good in terms of the experience we would want to get in here.
These were really
that
fast.
That doesn't really matter. The ones that give more experience happen later anyway. Kinda would like Cat to be level 24 when we leave, and Rhea to be level 23. Jeez. This is a good fight.
None of these actually seem to take too much time in terms of my menuing speed.
That's a very good fight that we just got.
We also apparently switched to punching. I always did that. Okay, second fight. I might have been the first one to do that, but I don't know. Charles has been around longer. But I just realized, yeah, I'll do that. The downside to doing that is Cat gets her animations, and if it runs away, well, you lose time on the animations. But if it makes it and you do kill it that way with the dragon, then you have to menu to restore reuse W fruit. Yeah, I just... Oh, okay. Yeah, I think, like, maybe it was 3 runs ago that I started doing that. I was like, huh. It might save me a menu if I just try and auto it, and maybe you might be able to kill it. If it doesn't run away. Oh, I'm always in scramble. Triple patching is nice. True. Yeah. Okay, 3 more fights to go. One in here, 2 in the next room. Okay. Okay. Last 2 fights. And then we're in the blue area. Blue area is a little slower, but also gives more experience. I was underleveled in here, but basically from what you said, it didn't matter. But yeah, Cat couldn't kill this, and I was kind of upset. Because normally she could, but that's because she's level 21 here. Normally Cat could kill that, so she's seems like she's a little weak. Or we got unlucky with a roll there. I think it was both. Because I think she could kill it if she had rolled higher. Alright, now we're in the blue area. Halfway done with the queen. But like I said, blue is slower. For sure. Just, it rewards more experience. I think that menu's fine. That didn't seem like there was a menu error, really. Fights in here. We only get 1. Okay. Then I realized I ate you while I was typing. No, actually, Sid, the funniest thing. In Infinity, while I was doing the walk and killing things, I got the meow stick. In this run. And it was basically a paperweight because it's worse than the Moondrop weapon. That was a really good menu. Ooh. I'll put it on the next one. What do we got? I'm gonna call that another menu
Lucky.
error.
We're not getting very many fatties.
Yeah, this run was really scary. Nothing I'd be proud of either. Yeah, see, Cat's now level 21. And she got it exclusively off of just having a normal amount of enemies.
I
Yeah.
don't know what that was. Dude, are you
That's an
serious?
error. That should not have happened.
Dude, are you
1,
serious?
2, 4, 5, 6 seconds more. So 15 seconds in menu errors. She gets to go first for me too. When she's like level 27. With 2 fast shoes though. And no windrobe. You might not even need the windrobe. Well, hold on. You only have 1 fast shoe. Who gets to your fast shoe?
Okay, we got 1.
Wait, your cat is 29, not 39. That's what you mean. 39 would be ridiculous.
Choked a little bit on water, guys.
This is so unlucky that they all keep rolling high. Oh, well, we're slow because blue is level 35 right now. Bro, this was such a low experience queen. Everything between High Fort and now was so low experience. I had like minimum fights that blue didn't get
We
level
don't have to
35
fight
until the
here
last 4
anymore.
fights.
Fight in here.
There we go, that's the auto. So that's another second of menu error though.
So this is nice to auto it because then we don't have to replenish Ryu's AP. Okay, 2 fights in here.
But I think Ryu leveled up on one of these fights, so I had to replenish AP anyway. Even though it didn't have a fatty. It was really annoying. It might have been this fight that I did, and I was like, stupid.
Then we have 1 fight in
That
the
makes sense.
bathroom. Ugh.
Yeah, see, he leveled. And that made it so I have to W fruit now.
So 1 fight going back, and then I think we have
Unlucky.
no, thank you, Pasky.
Encounter RNG.
Ooh.
And it ran away. Oh, it didn't run away. That was interesting. $30 at Delogany.
5 more fights. 1 in this room, 2 in the next 2 rooms.
Yeah, then she doesn't even need the windrobe. She's probably outspeeding anyway. See, I only have 4 more encounters in the
Okay,
queen.
I think now we've caught up with fatties.
And she's still level 35. Okay. 4 more fights and we're done. Okay, we might still be a tiny bit low, I guess. Because Cat only got 23 right there. Actually, maybe that's right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she is supposed to be 23 and Rhea is supposed to be 21 or something. I was in fact wrong. No, I think maybe I'm right. Maybe we are a little behind. These are good fights to have at the end, though. Because also Blue just hit level 36. I forgot that she didn't even level yet. And it was so close to dying and it ran away. Nope. So... how much time did I lose to that? That she didn't even level yet. Nope. 14 seconds. Patty. Okay. So let's see the time. 19, 22, 24 plus 18. 42 seconds. 42 seconds time loss in the queen. Yo, Colding, welcome in. Hype who? Yeah. Is that the emo we got from the hype train? I didn't pay attention. Got a hype train earlier today. But okay, so let me see. So I can gold this split by 9 seconds, it seems. So there's gold opportunity on queen. Like, realizable. Same time the queen, that's crazy. Very much so crazy. We have S Golem and Paladin are the last split. Golem, Paladin. The Paladin split was pretty nuts. Okay. Nothing really to note here. Oh, and 2 seconds on... I forgot. Party menu error. 2 seconds on bonking and tunneling. 44 seconds. So we have 11 seconds of gold possible on that split. We get another 1 second right there. Yeah, our party's a little bit weak. This can be a slight issue. I didn't let it bug me. Maybe it's not, actually, with the new strat. Blue ran Spar. I wonder how hard Cat would hit in GBA with Meow Staff. Do you find having splits for all of Semaphore Basement super worth? I do. Well, not all of it. So I do one for J-Worm and I do one for Goldfly because G-Roach and Goldfly are so close to each other, I just combined them into one split, and it's so short anyway. It's like 6 minutes. So yeah, I'll have a section that's for J-Worm and one for Goldfly. Totally forgot to put Spar in the front. That would have been bad. Yeah, good thing I did remember. This one had like 2 seconds of menu error. And then there's movement error right here too. I went over one too many. Two-sec movement error or memory. Gonna try and find 10+ minute chunks. Yeah, I have to do that specifically for my Terrapin split. And I'll probably do it coming up for next run I do. I didn't even get a good roll this run. Oh, I did! The roll was the only good roll I had. I want to look at that. What is the movement? Turn for 2, I think. I think that's the intended. Yeah, that one sucks as he rolls. Yeah. I've done it a few times, but I need to get this perfect. So I think what happens is once you go up here past the ramp, you turn and you move two tiles over, and then you can roll up and you have enough room. Doing 4 quick turns is almost impossible. It's just really tight. But doing 2 or 2 to 3 is fine. Because I think the idea is that you go from here, 1, 2, 1, down. Yeah, okay, that's like 3 tight turns. I didn't turn soon enough there. Oh! I turned too late there. You and Charles taught me this. I didn't know that pea eaters could eat fireballs. Okay. Okay, when you say High Fort is 20 minutes, how are you splitting up High Fort? Like, do you have 3? How many splits do you have for High Fort? Like, currently, how are you splitting up? Not how you plan to. Because the way I do it is Trubo, Portal, Shupkey. Now, honestly, Portal and Shupkey are, like, pretty close together, so what you could do is you could do Trubo, Party Rejoin, where you rejoin with, Cat and all that, and then Shupkey. Yeah, okay, that's huge, dude. Even in my case, like, the moment I enter High Fort is something like I enter it 4 minutes before this, and if I did it all the way to Shupkey, that's like, yeah, just under 20 minutes. I would do Trubo as one, so like whatever your previous split is before that through to Trubo. And then maybe from Trubo to Shupke is not that bad, because like here it's like 12 minutes for me. It might be more like 14 minutes for you. Anyway. This is all normal so far. This is all normal so far. That's a pretty quick fight, but if you get 4 fights in here, that's good. Leadoff is awesome. I think 4 fights might be average, or maybe it's above. Maybe 5 fights is what I'm thinking of. I remember this seemed fast. This is 3. Maybe it's 5. 5 is what I'm thinking. I think I went too high there. Okay, I think... Okay, then. After that, I'm starting to think 4 is the appropriate number. I only got 3 fights in that room. So 4 fights on average. Hope your buddy who dislikes Seahawks is not watching the Super Bowl. So Mog, I heard he told me he is going to be glancing at it, but yet... So I called him yesterday to see what our plan was going to be for today. And he said that he was going to be doing some stuff to just like catch up with, since he's just been so busy the last several weeks. But he said, while I'm doing stuff, I might have it on, but like, he's like, I'm not going to be too into this Super Bowl. And it's like the first time in 10 years that I'm like, I don't want to watch it at all because I'm so pissed about like everything that happened leading to this Super Bowl. And it was mostly because of the Rams. But I'm guessing the Seahawks won. Right? I looked at the start of the third quarter and I saw they were up. Yeah, they're smoking the Patriots. He would be I bet you he would be so pissed because he would be like, dude, like with how the Patriots played, the Rams would have won if they made it to the Super Bowl. I can already guarantee it. So I have now video evidence of me saying that I already thought that that was going to be the case. And if he actually does say it. Happy Sunday regardless. Yo, welcome in, Mog. The halftime show was total shit. Damn, which one? Oh, it was that bad? I'm not a big fan of Bad Bunny. So I have no idea. But I thought the Super Bowl show was going to... Or the halftime show was going to be Bad Bunny and Green Day. Nice. All right, back to this. Okay, this split was phenomenal from everything that I'm seeing. Oh, this was the one fight that sucked. Getting the Jackies. And that wasn't even that bad. Unfortunately, the Jackie can't be killed with a fireball. So I have to use a fire rock. Okay, Sid, you already have seen, but I just had entirety of High Fort, and the entirety of Memory. I did Fire Rock, dude. That was a Fire Rock. You're like really delayed right now. I used 1 Fire Rock this entire Memory, and I think I used 2 Fire Rocks in High Fort. So like my Fire Rocks right now, I have way too many. I used 3 in Whale. I used 3 on MC Tusk. You were talking to the Fire Rock, motherfucker. Okay, got it. Okay, so I did use 3 there, 3 there. Yeah. So I've used 6 before High Fort, and then I used 2 in High Fort and 1 just now. I've only used 9 of my 38 Fire Rocks. I will actually have her. How long was that? I will actually have her. I don't think I needed to do that, by the way. I'm gonna call that now 10 seconds of menu error. Oh, no worries, dude. I have to use more rocks because I'm shit at smoking right now. No worries. I just got, like, ungodly level of lucky in High Fort. Chupke was the only exception because I got a lead off and on a floor that shouldn't have even had a fight in the first place. Mog. Oh my gosh, Mog. Thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it, man. I don't know what to say. You've been around for so long, and it's crazy that I've almost been streaming for 4 years now. Holy. But glad to have you, and the mod role is definitely deserved. So thank you so much. And yeah, like now that we got a world record, it's with this game, it feels really cool just with where things are with the stream. Okay, let's see how the rest of this fight went. He is kind of a jerk. I know. The lockdown actually had some good benefits. He is kind of a jerk. Every now and then. Yeah, true. I need Rand to crit. That would be really nice. I'll use 1 Fire Rock. I chose to use a Fire Rock here because I'm ahead. A Fire Rock should be the equivalent of 1 Rand attack. Okay, he had 216 more HP. The unified BOF1 and 2 champion. Thank you so much. Here, I think. Okay, so I lost 16 seconds compared to gold. And in reality, if Rand crit there on any of the turns, we would have saved like a couple attack animations. I don't think there's anything I can really say to this one. Like, there's not much RNG. I think this is a pretty par for the course fight. If anything, maybe no, I can't think of anything. This is a pretty par for the course fight. I think it always takes 3 turns. Oh my gosh. Wait, we have another hype train that just happened? What the fuck? Yo, it's insane. Okay, so of time loss that I have on this split, I have 18 seconds recorded. So not much. Gonna add Enfini to have more accurate blueberry so I can gauge encounters before Delogony and once we go Scorched Earth. Good idea. Okay, so there's 3 more splits of this section and then another break and then we figure out what we're gonna do. Oh dude, I have menu errors there. How long is that menu error? Like 2 seconds. Three seconds? Okay. 3 seconds, menuing error. Okay. I remember this spoo split sucked.
Kind of a pushover.
I only saved 2 seconds on this split when I have almost 2 minutes. If you can believe that. This is probably going to be a failed rand roll too.
What he does, which I will in a moment. Fuck.
I went up too early.
Let me do this shop and then I'll...
3 seconds on rand roll. Oh, this shop lost me time too.
I need all this stuff. I think we should be fine with that. Oh.
I'm gonna look at the end of the run. This is gonna be a note for me. That was like 18 seconds on menu or on shop error. Look into this to see how many W fruits needed. Okay. That was
Correct.
a big part of my time loss.
Saying.
I didn't have my
He
turbo
makes it
on,
so
and that was
you
1
start
second.
losing access to your spells. Every single time he does that. He also does some physical damage, and he can also put your party to sleep.
This was crazy early. But yeah, using fire rocks. So now that's 11 fire rocks of my 38 used, 27 left. And I still had extras, which was nuts. I'm not going to count that
is not nearly as good
because
as it was
I
the
should
other
have
day,
always
but
gotten a fight there.
there is still
in
quite
that
a bit of
walk.
time to save here.
And that one was moderately fast because of the
other
fire
game had
rock
a
use.
really insane
If I had
gold
gotten
on
a
this
sea
split.
bear, I would have been pissed. But here's where I lose a lot of my time. Like, literally right here. Everything is fine up until here.
Really early. This is bad.
And it's a Darius, so I have to T-Dragon. So I count that you're always going to get 1 encounter in this room, but I think I get close to 3. So every other encounter that I'm getting is going to be counted as time loss. And there's my ice chunk that I never used.
Okay. I don't think we got that because I had no room for it.
We did, because I fire rocked earlier.
Bro.
And it counters. I didn't know that this thing
is now
counters.
a really bad spoo split. We might not save any time here.
Oh yeah, what is this?
Bro. This is now a really bad spoo split. We might not save any time here. You can make it through this room with 0 fights, and we might make it with 3.
21
got
seconds
lucky.
for an extra fight. 21 seconds on extra.
But all those fights alone are going to make it so
Sky
that
Tower
we probably don't save any time.
fight. This 336, however, is 0 encounter Sky Tower, which I did have in that gold. That's insane. All right, y'all win. I give you an enter grandpa split fucking cursed ass chat. Why would you have an enter grandpa? Why not just Munmar? Are you splitting it up so that you have... You mean enter whale cave? The actual name of the place, not grandpa? Okay. So you're splitting it up for the Death Warp plus Manilo, and then going into Grandpa, and then all of the thing until you ride him? I see. This is bad. 0 time saved on this split. How horrible, dude. By the way, do these guys die to Ice Chunk? I should actually have checked that. Let me, Oh, right, you don't. You just go to Grandpa. I keep forgetting, like, how different the routes are. Dragon is the play on these. They are so close to dying. A Monica. Like, it actually says it right there. They have, like, very little health after this, so I feel like Dragon's not correct. I think what it should be... I got it now. I have it now from my brain going into this. It's Fire Rock with blue, but attack with... in any percent, it's attack with Rand afterwards. In your case, it would be attack with Ryu and Rand afterwards. So... their HP is 110. And this is how much a Fire Rock does on them. Oh, they're weak to death. They resist magic, though. And they do freezes. Areas resist fire. Okay. Okay, I learned. So Fire Rock or Dragon? No, I think... Oh, okay, in my case, I could have double Dragoned. I did let Ostrich. We got it 2 days ago, and we're reviewing it. Yeah, A is ability, so... No, that's not what I was talking about. I was looking for the R, which they resist magic. Yeah, I knew it was ability because there's some where the A says run away, and I was like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. It's not like they can absorb a runaway. No, what, so these guys resist magic, and they are weak to death, apparently. So we could death them, but that's slow. I think the idea is you Fire Rock them because it does like 105-ish. $109 and 108, so they're surviving with like less than 5 HP. You could have Ryu and Rand attack then, and that's gonna save you all the time you need. No, I think the way I said it is correct. You want to use blue to Fire Rock, and you clean it up with attacking with Ryu and Rand. Or just don't get a fight. Yeah, like you can control that, dude. Oh yeah, by the way, this fight is superfluous. So... Nope, 0 time saved on the split. 3, 4... How horrible, 6, dude. 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 39 seconds. So I lost a whole minute on this. 60 seconds. Okay. But this is already 2 minutes compared to gold. So this is how I'm thinking gold is. Like my gold split on this was, I think I got 0 encounters on all of the trees area. And I got 0 encounters in all of this section. And that alone makes me think that is the entirety of my gold. Because then I don't lose time to having to replenish anything with menus and stuff. So that makes sense. I can't count the encounters that I get because you should be getting like at least 1 encounter in here, including a menu. Okay, and then that's the split. So 60, 81 seconds time loss on the fights that I got. And then it goes back to not sucking. Yeah. So 105 seems right. Yeah. I always get at least 1 there, but I got my fight super early. Oh, that's a menu error. So that's 4 seconds. There was a minute to save on that split, so I'm kind of bummed about that. There was almost 2 minutes. It was like a minute and a half for sure. The game decided to give me like a minute conservatively. 3 friggin' encounters just randomly in a bad spot. And the Amonicas. Game teased me right here. Without an encounter there. I have a feeling these guys require... Oh, yup, of course I didn't heal him. Yeah, thanks, game. I think they require more than a fire rock. Let me see how this went, actually. I have a feeling these guys require... Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, thanks. And then game. It's 9 seconds on top of this. So 114, everything above 114 is time loss. 10 seconds time loss. On gallops. They are super close, you could punch here too. What's their HP? I don't get to fight those guys very often. I'm usually used to sea bears and shit. I didn't see what Rand's damage was looking like. Dude, I don't even see where they are. Sea of Trees area. Are they in the farm town area? Gallop, yeah, 202. And they're weak to death? Okay, how much is Rand hitting for? Oh, dude, yeah. Okay, that's bullshit. So yeah, I could have just killed it otherwise. That is ass, man. Okay, so I lost 10 seconds to that. The game is being so brutal right now. And now I have to menu here. This didn't need to happen. I shortchanged myself on... Okay, so... I think actually, you don't drag in this, you just fire rock. And you have the backup of a hit, which should be 3 seconds, or 5 seconds. I have a feeling... Let's see this. But now I have to menu in addition to this. There. I have a feeling these guys require... Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, thanks, game. I think they require... That entire turn was useless, so how much time did I lose to that? Almost made it without an encounter there. I have a feeling these guys require... Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, thanks, game. 10 seconds on just that. I think they require more than a fire rock. That is like 15 seconds, roughly. 15 seconds time loss on them. They do hit hard, yeah. The game is being so brutal right now. And now this menu. I have to add this menu for, like, healing. Actually, it's more like 18 seconds, because they both got attacks. Okay. I shortchanged myself. 5 seconds more. That menu didn't need to happen. On life PLs, because I was like, we normally don't need them. This was a nice fight to have. I could have just deathed it. This is annoying. So many encounters. Because they were both lead off, I'm not going to count it though. Fuck you, Fog Valley. Totally was fine there. Something happens here that I didn't do. I think I lost time to letting text box hang because I didn't realize my turbo wasn't on. Oh god damn it. I thought 7 seconds. 7 seconds to forgetting turbo. I don't know why. I thought I was on auto fire there. Oops. Oh, right around here was when you started like getting distracted. Makes sense. For the most part, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of how I have to handle it. For glitchless and GBA, it makes sense. This sucks that I didn't get lucky here. Like, no crits this entire section. The way I said that is, it sucks I didn't get lucky, was like fucked up. That was interesting that that happened. Actually, that is unlucky, because now I have to lose some time to that. 4 seconds, unlucky menu, or a Ryu level. Essentially, if Ryu had gotten the level up on the gallops, then I wouldn't have needed to do that. Oh, I know, for his knuckles. It would make sense. No Rand crits is kind of sucking. I think Rand got a crit on the final hit on something. So it didn't even really matter. And since I noticed that Ryu leveled, I have to do the menu and I lose time to that. So I have 4 seconds down for it. I think we don't save any time on this split. We had too many fights. There was an opportunity, but now there's not. Yeah, I didn't save 45 seconds, and it was entirely because of the Gallop fight, really. Well, also not getting lucky. The gold is versus getting some pretty decent crits. 2, 3, 4. It's more like 6 seconds because I almost wise BL'd. Ooh, we're actually losing time. That's not good. And Ran underrolled here, I think. Oh no, he got the crit. Oh, he did underroll. You can get away without needing this turn. So I think I lose 5 seconds underrolling. So time loss, I have 27, 34, 45. 45 seconds. I lost 21 there, minus, and also the 45, but I think realistically, I should only save about 20 something seconds, and that makes sense now. Because getting the full 45 on my gold is I need to get crits on all the farm items. So funny story, Jean learns exit in this segment, so you can use him to leave the cave. That is awesome, because having someone other than blue makes exit higher up on the priority list. Okay, not too bad. Alright, this is the last split. This was an amazing split, by the way. It almost golded. I think the only reason it didn't gold was there probably was a movement error. Oh, there we go. I see the stupid walk. Look at how dumb Jean walks. It's so stupid. So I didn't know you could do that. That's not cool. I thought it was like something where it was hard there and you just bump into it. Very nice. That's gonna save us some time. 0 fights in there is great. That's gonna save us some of the time we lost on the last 2 splits. So me and Charles looped around Mom in both our... Oh! Yeah, I think I've passed her before. So I don't do it anymore. I don't know if you need to have Rand here in the front in order to talk to the Paladin. Okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know. I just assumed, so I never tried it.
Get a crit.
I wish he attacked me here. Because it would have golded.
A little slow now.
Oh, it did gold. Oh, it was at like a 0-second gold. It was like golded by frames, but so let me do this. 1 second time loss jumping over Namanda. 3 seconds time loss, unlucky, 3 spell paladin. So 4 seconds time loss there. This split can't get any better than that. You may, but in my case, Rand can kill it on turn 2 in our case, because if he crits, you kill the guy. Like, you basically have killed him. If he crits any one of his 2 attacks, doesn't have to be both attacks crit. Looks like the Seahawks win. That was the news I just got on my watch. Okay, so from what I've seen so far, there might have been like 3 seconds of time save in addition to what I got. So that split can only be 7 seconds better. So I think that split time you can get on Paladin is a 245. I'm not going to count the crit because trying to pray for a crit is really stupid. So that's all of this split. I know that the next section, which I'm calling section 4, which is going to be the last part of the run. That is going to be, well, actually, I'm gonna split it into 5 sections. So the next section and on is where the run really takes a turn from how good it was. And I get really shit on, like, really badly in a lot of it. So let me tally up what my time loss has been for this section, and then we will move on to something else. I'm contemplating what I do now, but okay, so 35 plus 22 plus 20 plus 46 plus 18 plus 81. So Spoo was the worst of this section, and then followed by Queen and the S Golem. Plus, so 271 seconds of time loss in about an hour, which is 4 minutes and 31 seconds. So far in this run, Magus percent to D-Rust? No, I don't think so, because my notes are broken right now with Chrono Trigger. I need to fix them. What I mean is I'm contemplating on whether I should cook and make food, or do that later. Like maybe I end stream and come back with Earthbound and just do runs till I am done. Yeah, my notes broke. Like, the file corrupted and I lost half of my images that I use for my learning, which includes like movement through certain areas, or just like visual cues for like bird skip or other skips. So I need to go back and do them. It's going to take a bit. Andy is actually running Earthbound. I might send you guys into Andy, but let me just double check to see how much time this is. 275 plus 15, 861, 60. So far, we've lost 14 minutes, 14.35 minutes. What is 0.35 times 60? 14 minutes and 21 seconds. So at this point, you could have a 352 Paladin. if we had like a decent decent time saves, getting better RNG, etc. And it's not even like task like RNG. So I think there's a good amount of time to save. Yeah, I think, guys, what I'm gonna do is I am gonna cut stream. I'm gonna send you guys over to Andy Perfect, who's doing Earthbound. They're aiming to get their sub 4 as well. I might be back in about an hour to two, to maybe a little less than that. Somewhere between an hour and 2 hours, I'll be back. And I'm going to eat, and then we do a couple of runs. Or at least try and attempt a run. It might be a one and done. The intention is that I need to go to sleep a little early so that I can get up and go to a doctor's appointment, and we'll figure out what we do from there. All right, let's send you over that way. We'll be back with more run review maybe tomorrow. Raid message for Andy. Good luck on sub 4. That's what we're gonna just say is GL on sub 4. We can also let him know that we got world record on Breath of Fire 2. But wish Andy luck. Andy is an Earthbound moderator for the speedrun. For anyone who is just watching over on either platform, they currently are aiming to get their sub 4 hour run, but they only run once a week. They only run on Sunday nights. So wish them good luck. Hopefully they get it tonight, and we'll hopefully shortly get ours afterwards as well. Take care. Later.